Man, the Celtics up 2-0. We thought the Raptors were struggling. It was over. The Raptors, look, that game was on ESPN last night. That thing's going right to ESPN Classic, baby, because that thing was an instant classic. Jay, the one thing I want to take away from the double OT win for the Raptors to force a Game 7 coming up tomorrow night is Anunoby saved them one night. I thought Norman Powell.
He saved them again last night.
Yeah, Norman
He made another
Powell.
big-time three last night to tie up the ballgame.
So what is it about those role players like Powell last night and Anunoby that really have provided a spark for this team? Because for the other squads, Lakers, Rockets, we're looking at LeBron, we're looking at Harden. But these two dudes, to the casual fan, look, if one of those two dudes walked in the studio, I couldn't recognize them. They have saved the Raptors season
It
twice.
feels like you want to call the Raptors the collective, right? They do it by the collective unit. And I will say this. Kyle Lowry does not get the appreciation that he deserves. I mean, he made it was tiny basketball on tiny basketball last night, a clutch shot to seal it. Norman Powell obviously gets the steal, gets an and one, Marcus Smart fouls. But the last play, Kyle Lowry on Kemba Walker over the right shoulder, which a fadeaway over the right shoulder in basketball is one of the most difficult shots, especially if you're as small as Kyle Lowry, but makes a shot where literally his follow-through hits the hand of Kemba Walker and seals the deal. When you think about heart, desire, passion, like skill set, is he of Kawhi Leonard, LeBron James? No, but his heart is the biggest heart out of anybody in the league, and that's what he did to seal the deal with 33 points.
Well, one of the
last night.
reasons you say he doesn't get the credit, well, you got to go back to when you paired him with DeMar DeRozan. They broke that thing up. It wasn't sexy enough. They didn't get over the hump. A coach gets fired. Dwayne Casey gets fired. He's gone.
Coach of the year, by the way.
Kawhi Leonard comes in. They go to a championship. Everything goes to Kawhi, even though at that moment Kyle Lowry has started to play much better. And then he comes and rolls into this season, and obviously he's in the playoffs now, and he's doing what a veteran guy who's supposed to be a leader is doing. He brings them back from down 2-0 to the point where they are now even at 3-3 going into Game 7.
So I'm really glad that we gave the Raptors their flowers because they're deserving of it. And I know that according to the rule book, he is allowed to do this. But at the end of regulation, Nick Nurse straddling the sideline and the baseline. Jayson Tatum tries to make a play, kicks the ball out off penetration to Daniel Tice, but Nick Nurse is right next to Daniel Tice on the court, essentially. The NBA has to do something about this. I mean, I know they didn't call it last night, and I know we didn't get deep into it last night with Mark Jackson on the call, but it's Nick Nurse essentially being on the court, straddling the baseline and the sideline in a defensive position with his arms up like this, looking as if he was another Boston Celtic player, caused a critical turnover, which if you're a Celtics, look, at this game's go to Game 7, you have to do what you have to do. But still, that could have been a game-winning play last night in regulation.
Why is that a problem to you, though, Jay? I want to know from a fan's perspective, because the coach is on the sideline. He's not on the court. But why is that? Like, is it the vision of Tatum feeling as though, as I'm looking ahead at coming through to the bucket, that I periff something, a color, and I decided to throw the ball over there? Because it looked like Daniel Tice, it looked like to me he was anticipating him to go further in the corner. I don't know.
Understood, but the only you're used to seeing a coach in the coaching box, right? You're not used to seeing a coach all the way down on the baseline, Key, with his arms up like this. I mean, if you can go back and review the tape.
But is that illegal?
It's not illegal, not according to the rule book. First off, you're allowed to hover between the substitution box and all the way down to the baseline, but still hovering the baseline and the sideline, straddling it with your arms up in the air, it's easy for a player to confuse that with somebody on your team. Coaches are usually demure, right? They're usually on the sideline talking to their team. They're not active like in a defensive position, looking like they're calling for the ball. It looked like Nick Nurse was calling for the ball, essentially, which could easily be confused with Jayson Tatum confusing him for a regular play.
But I'm wearing white and green, and
no, he's wearing gray.
Suit.
He's wearing gray, and Boston was wearing green. I'm just saying, in the split reaction second, you're going to see that. You're not saying, well, what color are you wearing for me to make the right pass? You're just associating that with your team. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.